Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the very first Set4ANU webinar for the year. Super excited to be hosting these throughout the year for you all. We're going to be talking about a whole range of really exciting topics. We're going to be learning about the services that are available for you. We're going to be learning about what there is to do in Canberra and how to just get through university, really. So if you are having any troubles with the connection, such as you can't hear me, the connection's breaking up or anything, please comment in the little Zoom group chat. I've already put a message up in there. And yeah, write your questions there. I've muted you all, so it's just a one-way thing. Cool, so firstly, my name is Phoebe Spurrier and I'm your host for the webinar today. And as I said before, these webinars are going to be running throughout the year and I'm always going to be your host. However, in some of the other webinars, we're going to have a lot of guest speakers. So a little bit about me. My name's Phoebe and I'm a second year undergraduate student. I'm doing a Bachelor of International Relations and a Bachelor of Environment Sustainability. And I'm really enjoying it so far. It's pretty cool. Within my degree, I'm really interested in the impacts of climate change and health, and I also really like studying French. Some fun little facts about me, so starting off with like it's cute, is that I have a really cute dog. Her name is Daisy. If we get to question time and nobody has any other questions, talk to me about my dog. I also have two brothers and really like sport. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool, so the plan for today is going to be centered around settling into university life and just checking that you guys are tracking okay. It's week 4, how are you all going? And that's essentially the plan for today, and we're going to be talking about the services that are available, what to do if you're feeling a little bit homesick, and how you can best adjust to university life. So I'm just going to pause it here for a minute because we do actually have a co-host today, which is super exciting. As I said, I'm one of the coordinators, online coordinators here at Set4ANU, and I'm going to introduce you to one of the other coordinators who's going to be accompanying me today. So this is Kate. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Kate. As Phoebe mentioned, I'm also a Set4ANU coordinator. I help with events, but today I get to join in the webinar. So yeah,
giving me some company. So as I said before, today is about settling into university, whether you are a Canberra local, you're from interstate, you're an international student, you're starting undergraduate study, you're starting postgraduate study. Basically today is about making sure that you are settling into university well, and just checking out that you guys are all cool. So the plan for today, we're going to be talking about we're going to be including a couple of different things. Firstly, we're going to be talking about homesickness, adjusting to a foreign environment, and coping with change. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the feelings you might be going through at the moment and ways to get over those feelings. Secondly, we're going to talk about the ANU support services, and this is pretty cool because today is ANU Support Services Day, so I'll be talking to you a little bit about that. Then I'm going to be giving you my top tips to starting the semester off on the right foot, and I'm sure Kate's also going to be giving some of her top tips of how to get through this first semester. Yeah, and then then we're going to end with some questions, and that's probably the most important part. Is any questions you guys have? We're going to try our best to answer them.
Yep. And if we can't, then we should know where to send you so that they can be answered.
Yeah,
there's heaps and heaps of services. So, yeah.
Cool. So we're going to start with talking about homesickness, adjusting to a foreign environment, and coping with change. So I don't know about you, Kate, but I first semester last year, man, it was just a wave of emotions.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't really realize how fast everything is changing until you look back at it and you realize maybe I was feeling homesick because maybe I didn't have the strategies in place so keep myself connected with my friends and family at home, or whatever it might be. You often don't realize how you're feeling until you look back on it. So today we're going to try and help you kind of set in place some strategies or offer some advice as to how you can get onto it super early.
Yeah, and Kate and I were actually at the same residential college. We're both residents at Fenner Hall, and for us, coming from interstate, I'm from Adelaide, Kate from Melbourne. whole new environment.
Yeah.
What I'm going to be talking about to you is very close to home because we both went through it.
And whether you're here from, around the corner, whether you're from Canberra, at university, or whether you are living in a residential college, it's a similar kind of experience.
Yeah, because feeling uncertain about, because for many of you, Canberra is either a new place or you've been here your whole life. But starting university is challenging, and the way the ANU runs is also very confusing. Like, I remember when I first arrived and somebody said to me, Phoebe, you just have to sign up to ISIS. And I was like,
what's that?
What? Like, what is this? So anyway, it was very confusing for me. And then also being in a new place around so many new people can make you feel really uncertain. And I know it took me about 6 months to really get used to it. I'm bringing my mum up every day, being like, oh no, I can't get through this. And I was so wrong about not being able to cope, because I look back and I go, wow, I'm so glad that I commenced on this journey.
But I think Phoebe brings up a really important point, and that is not forgetting who your support network is.
So,
for you, if that was calling mum and debriefing, for me it was something similar. For some of my friends, it's actually calling their high school friends and saying, hey, this is what I'm up to. And
so, we'll get to sort of the strategies that you can do, but at the moment, some of the feelings that you might be going through include feeling really sad. You might feel anxious, worried, stressed, particularly when you're suddenly it's week 4, you're getting assignments already. You might feel angry because you might feel angry at yourself. You might feel angry at the environment around you, that it's not seeming like it's the perfect fit just yet. You might feel frustrated. You might feel confused. You might feel lost. If you're like, the ANU is a huge campus. If you're feeling lost, you're definitely not alone. You might be feeling annoyed. Really, you might also be feeling dissatisfied. You might have had these really high expectations of what you thought university life was going to be, and now all of a sudden you're here, it's not what you expected, and you're feeling pretty low about it all. You might be feeling lonely. You might also have a lot of self-doubt, and you might just be feeling incredibly overwhelmed with the whole change, the whole experience. So the first thing about having all these feelings, and the first step to getting over homesickness and adjusting to change, is acknowledging that these feelings are completely normal. I don't think I've ever met anyone that's not had some of these feelings, at least to a varying degree of level, at some point when I first moved to university. Like, yeah, exactly. And you might think that you're the only person going through this, but we can 100% vouch, like 200% vouch, that everyone on campus that you walk past has gone through some level of concern about being at university. Nobody walks into university and goes, yes, I know exactly what I'm doing, like, this is like, just like home.
Yeah, and the benefits of having to overcome these challenges is, I guess, we're all learning life skills. When we land in our first jobs, we're going to experience a similar kind of self-doubt as to whether we can do it. Similar feelings. And so on the upside, I guess we're learning really cool life skills, and with the right support around us, it's all for benefit.
So talking about support, I've got some top tips for dealing with homesickness and adjusting with change. And the first one is reaching out to support services. So talk to someone, whether this be your roommate, your neighbour. If you're at a residential college, you've got your SRs and RAs. Call your parents, call your brother or sister, call your best mate. Have a chat to anyone that you feel comfortable with, and explain to them that you know you're going through these feelings. You understand that's to do with change, and just let them know how you're going, so they can keep track of you. They can, they know you really well. They can give you more personal advice. But yeah, it's really important to recognise that it's completely normal, and that definitely reach out to your support services around you. But in saying that, whilst it's really great to keep in touch with home, keep in touch with your old family and friends, and now with social media, it's so easy to do. Don't overdo it, because you do risk isolating yourself and not letting yourself adjust and get used to, and not giving yourself the opportunity to settle into Canberra, settle into university life. So point number 2 on how to deal with these feelings is get busy. Immerse yourself in extracurricular activities, whether that be sport, music, whatever activities people do.
Clubs and societies.
Clubs and societies.
And if it's really intimidating to you, I guess we'd recommend to start small. You know, start by going to the movie night held at your res college, or to one meeting of a club and society, and then start building it up, because you often meet a lot of people at uni who are doing maybe 10 or 12 things at once, and you think, my goodness. But I think just start small and follow your own interests.
Yeah. And by keeping yourself busy, you're distracting yourself from the feelings that come with change. And then before you know it, you're going to completely forget that you ever felt homesickness in the first place, and voila, you're good to go. Also, getting involved in extracurricular is a great way of meeting new people. Point 3, look after yourself. You know, what are your hobbies? What are you interested in doing? And when you're setting up your timetable, you've got your classes, lectures, tutes, study times, you've got your work commitments. Put aside time each week for yourself. Like, people have been banging on about self-care a lot at the moment, and I am 100% on board with it. Put some time aside for you and just go, that time's for me. I'm going to do some self-care. Whether that, maybe you really like bushwalking. Put some time aside to just go for a walk up Mount Ainslie or Red Hill or Black Mountain. Maybe you, for example, for self-care, sometimes I will get a face mask, order Uber Eats, and just put like Jeffree Star on YouTube and do that for an hour or so, and I'll just sit there and I'm like, yes, self-care, cool, got it. And just giving myself that time to just do something that I like doing and debrief, 100%. And the final point is, you got to give yourself time. How long did it take for you to adjust?
Oh, maybe I want to say a semester and a bit more. I think it takes, I want to say, from talking to other people, almost like a couple of years to know exactly what's going on around you. But I think the immediate hurdle is, I would say, the first semester or 2. But I guess it's different for everyone, and everyone's going to have a slightly different experience.
I know some people, they seem so settled like within the first couple of weeks. Other people, I know it takes about a year. For me, it took about 6 months for me to really appreciate like what was going on around me and really settle in.
And I guess part of it as well is, don't compare yourself to others. I think some people are going to seem like they're settling in and fitting in really easily, and if you're feeling like it's taking you a bit longer, don't stress. It's different for everyone.
100%. Yeah. Cool. So that's pretty much it for homesickness, but it does lead into our next point about ANU support services, because so that's what we're going to talk about next. So ANU support services. Firstly, a little plug. Today is ANU Support Services Day, run by the Student Experience and Careers Development Office. Let me just get up the information about the page.
It's run on University Avenue in Canberra. It's running from 11 till 11:30 till 2.
And University Avenue in Canberra. If you don't know what Canberra is, it is where all the new buildings are. So smack bang in there. I think there might be some food. I did see somebody carrying ice cream down at University Avenue. So
you never know. You have to turn up and see.
So
all the ANU academic colleges will be there. Academic skills.
All right. So firstly, as Kate said, we've got all of the colleges are going to be there. So you've got College of Engineering and Computer Science. You've got CBE, Business and Economics. You've got College of Science, Health, Medicine. You got CAS, so Arts, Social Sciences. College of Law, you got CAP, so Asia and the Pacific. They're all going to be there because depending on whatever degree you're studying, often they're going to be your first point of contact in terms of your degree plan, what subjects you should be taking. Oh dear, I just said your internet connection's unstable. Okay, that's okay. Hopefully that's okay and you guys don't drop out. Fingers crossed. Cool, so they're going to be there. There's going to be the reps there and you can talk to them.
And with census date coming up, they are definitely the first point of call if you're having second thoughts about a subject you're enrolled in, or you're looking at maybe changing a degree for next semester. Anything course admin, as Phoebe just mentioned, they are definitely super useful.
Definitely. So we're going to talk through some of the other services that are available that are not the colleges. Firstly, we're going to talk about academic skills. So academic skills and learning is probably your main point of contact for anything concerning study skills, organisation,
managing a reading load.
Taking
notes.
anything to do with study.
Yeah.
So they assist anyone, whether they're a first year undergraduate student or they're in their last year of a PhD. They are there to help you with study. They have a lot of, they have a mix of both online and in-person resources. In terms of online resources, they have information about referencing, definitely referencing, get onto that. The information about referencing is really useful.
Yes.
They also have information on how to write a good essay, how to do an introduction, body paragraphs, conclusion.
Yeah.
And they also, this is probably my lifesaver, is they have a Turnitin submission spot, which is a practice. So you can submit your assignment as many times as possible to check you're not plagiarizing. Please don't plagiarize before you actually submit your assignment. So you can check that it's all good to go. Oh, and then also in terms of plagiarizing, they have the big policy, the big ANU policy online about plagiarizing, why it's bad, why you should never do it, why it's a very, very serious issue at the university. But yes, that's all their online sort of stuff. But they also have in-person things that you can go to contact them about. At their writing centre, you can book in for, I think it's a 45-minute or so appointment. It's free and it's confidential. You can go see one of their staff members and you can go through an assignment and say, hey, I'm really, really struggling with wording stuff correctly. I keep getting comments back from my tutors saying that I'm not structuring my essay properly. What am I actually doing wrong? Because sometimes your tutors, like, they'll be able to help you with information, but sometimes they're not able to give you that more in-depth academic skills that are very personalised to something that you're struggling with.
Yeah, exactly. And booking in with the ASLC regularly is a really good way to build the skills that go beyond just the subject. And essay writing is it's a significant craft, I guess, and it's super important. And so by investing that time on a regular basis with as many assignments as you can, you build up the skills, so that you can tackle any subject, basically. Importantly, though, you can only book in one appointment every 2 weeks. So it's super important that you plan ahead, I guess, to see which assignments you actually want to take in, which are, you're being challenged with. And anything you can't book in, or if you don't have time to attend an appointment, the peer writers are in Melville Hall. Sorry, not Melville, they're in
the Marie Ray level 2.
Sorry, they've moved from Melville Hall.
And you don't have to book with them.
No.
You can just drop in. They run 11 till 2 every single day of the week. 11 till 1. Sorry, 11 till 1. They're often older year students, and they will have a look at your essay. Go, hang on a minute, that doesn't make sense. You have completely forgotten about topic sentences, or go, hang on a minute, your referencing is really dodgy. Please fix this. Super great to just double check on all of that sort of stuff.
And even if you're super confident with an assignment, you really can't lose anything by just dropping by and saying, hey, what do you think? As I said, the skills, it's a kind of a cumulative process. The more feedback you get, the better you'll be.
Exactly. So that's academic skills. The next group that I want to talk about, next service provider that the ANU has for you is Student Central. So Student Central is basically your one-stop shop for anything related to admin and uni. So, for example, last year I was studying Spanish. I did not like Spanish, but if you like Spanish, you do. I'm not good at it. But I wanted to drop the course. I could not use ISIS for the life of me. I didn't know how to drop it, and then once I thought I dropped it, I didn't realise I didn't know if I actually had, and I didn't want to have a failure on my transcript by forgetting to drop it. So anyway, I went to them. They sorted it all out for me. They even gave me a copy of my transcript. They're like, "Nah, we've got it covered. You're out of Spanish. You're free to go." So it's super easy. They will also help with just they'll give you academic transcripts. They'll help with transferring credits across. They'll help if you might transfer degrees. Go to them for anything. And if they don't know, they'll direct you to the specific area that you do need to go to get the help you want. And they are located in the new Canberra Centre on the ground level, opposite the Marie Ray Teaching Building, I think next to David. And it's next to Star Travel or Kebaba, ground floor.
The same road.
Oh, also they have, if you haven't got one already, they have these big university calendars,
planners,
the wall planner that has every single week of the university, when exams are super great. And they also have these little smaller ones that have all the weeks, and you can put in when your assignments are due, and it helps you organise. And I love organisation stuff. Sounds pretty cool. And they're free. Go pick one up. So the next service that I really want to talk about is access and inclusion. So access and inclusion is the place to go on practicing inclusive practices for people with a disability within the ANU community. And they assist students who have a disability. They have a short-term or long-term medical condition that's impacting on their study. And they also help students who are the primary carers of somebody with a disability. And basically they're there to help you fully engage with your study and make sure that what your disability is, or if you're a carer, any of those sort of roles aren't impacting on your ability to have reach your academic goals. So they raise awareness about disability issues with student staff. They also help students with a disability to fully engage with the university, and they also will provide general awareness. They'll have disability standards, disability disclosure, inclusive education practices. They also help if you have physical access issues, or you've got if you need an education access plan. They are really, really great. I cannot stress how amazing they are. I'm going to just talk about my personal experience with them. Last year, I was really sick. I was back in Adelaide over winter, got really, really sick. I ended up missing the first 4 weeks of semester 2. I wasn't allowed to come back to Canberra because I was that sick. And then also for the rest of the semester, I was really, really, really tired from what I was sick with. And as a result, I firstly had to catch up on the weeks of uni that I'd missed. I was doing I was doing 4 courses. I didn't want to drop anything. And then I also was worried that because I was so tired, my level of my assignments and stuff was going to drop, and my grades were going to drop because I was so tired and I was sleeping all day and I was feeling sick. But I went to Access and Inclusion, and they wrote me an educational access plan, which is only sent to your lecturers, the course conveners, and then basically that it will run through what your disability or medical impairment is, and it will then the Access and Inclusion staff will write a recommended education plan for you. So for example, for me, I got special provisions in terms of being able to submit assignments late. I just had to let my lecturer know in advance that I was going to submit it late, but there would be absolutely no penalty for me doing so, which was really awesome. It also meant that I had special provisions in my exams because I was really tired and still sick. I was able to do my exams in a separate room, have longer time, and I also was able to get rest periods. Also, for example, I know people who have got a learning disability or a hearing impairment or something, and it means that their lecturer knows, their tutor knows, and so they can provide that extra service that student needs to be able to be on the right track with their study as everyone else. Highly recommend it. Super awesome, and they're really lovely people there. The next group we'll talk about the next 2 groups that are going to be at today's Support Services Day is ANUSA and PASA. So
ANUSA and PASA are the student associations for undergrads and postgrads respectively. So ANUSA is for undergrads and PASA is for postgrads. And the student associations are basically there as advocates for us as students. So ANUSA can help with things like appeals. They also offer help and support with things like legal services. If you're struggling to afford food, struggling to afford accommodation, any kind of hardship or challenge that you may come across, ANUSA is able to help you and will advocate on your behalf. PASA, as far as I understand, has very similar roles.
But for postgraduates.
Yeah. So ANUSA hangs out in the BKSS, the Brandon student space, but as we understand it, they will be moving to Canberra in the next month or so.
Yeah, and the great thing about these two groups is that they are student-run and elected.
Yes.
Watch out for semester 2 when we have elections and students are now running student politics, because they're basically trying to get into a NUSA, so they can represent you guys, be there and advocate for you, really.
Yeah.
They also run, they often have like free food at their office.
Universal lunch? Oh,
yeah, universal lunch hour. So it's just, they're great.
Yeah,
Love it.
lots of fun events. They run O Week and Bush Week, which is orientation week for semester 2. They run heaps of events, but in addition to all the fun stuff, they deliver some really important services.
Yeah. So check them out. Those services day today.
And again, just like any other service at the ANU, if you go and have a chat to them and say, this is what I'm having trouble with, if they can't help you, they will definitely be able to recommend somebody who can. So you lose nothing by going to say, hey, how can you help me?
Yeah. So the next two groups we're going to talk about, the next group we're going to talk about is the chaplaincy at the ANU. So the chaplaincy is endorsed by the ANU, and it's got a team of chaplains from a whole range of different denominations. We've got different religious groups. We've got there's a Christianity group, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist faith traditions, and basically they're there to provide chaplaincy support if you require that. They're going to be at the service day, so definitely go pop in and have a chat to them. The next group we've got, service group that's free, is the ANU Counselling Centre, and they're there for your mental health and wellbeing. It's free, it's confidential, and it's a non-diagnostic service. So if you're thinking, I just need to go talk to someone, but I don't think that I want, or I can't pay to go see a psychologist, or search somebody outside of the university, the counselling group is really great to go talk to somebody about some of the problems that you might be going through, and it's really, really confidential. And it's also great, like I would say, a sort of a preventative sort of thing. If you're thinking, oh no, I can see myself getting really stressed and worried, like go talk to them, and because mental health is super important, something that you really need to care about. Things like anxiety and depression are really, really awful things to have to go through, and by having this free counselling sessions on campus is a great service to reach out to.
Exactly. So you can attend 12 appointments a year, which is currently 2 more than you can under a mental health treatment plan.
Like the government.
Yeah. By all means, go and attend. So I believe that appointments are conducted online, but you can also phone up or go and visit them. They live next to ANU Sport.
Yes.
They haven't moved yet? No.
Yeah,
so they're next to ANU Sport.
Yeah. Cool. Where are we up to? Talking about wellbeing, we also have medical services. So now the on-campus site is the National Health Co-op. They've got doctors there, they've got GPs, they can go for immunisation, sexual health stuff, basically anything health related. And they will be there to give you any sort of support you need in terms of your health. So that's really cool. Yeah. That's located in Canberra. We also have, where are we up to? We'll get to the last. We've got the Jabil Indigenous Higher Education Centre. So this is a meeting place and support-based group for students who are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and also includes the support for the staff as well. And basically, it's a really great, so if you are Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, it's a great community for you to be able to go to on campus and receive academic support, pastoral care, advice on internships, scholarships, outreach programs, information on health, and they're basically your own little community hub. The really, really awesome group, and check them out. They're going to be at the services day as well. What are we else up to? Okay,
student experience.
Cool. So we're going to talk about the Student Experience and Career Development Office, which is actually where we are currently.
We are on we're on Childers Street, which is under the Uni Lodges. So under Davy Lodge. Student Experience and Career Development runs a whole bunch of really cool stuff, mostly related to basically the way we experience university, as its name suggests. So events like the Support Services Day today, for example, a whole bunch of employer visits, careers fairs, you name it, Student Experience runs it. Set4ANU is also run under Student Experience and Career Development. Importantly, they run a lot of kind of resume sessions and employability sessions as well, which you can book online through the Student Experience and Career Development website. Also, Career Hub is a really excellent resource as well, if you're looking for jobs or employment or services as well. And finally, ANU Plus, which is also part of Student Experience and Career Development, and it's a program based around volunteering. So it gives you the opportunity to volunteer for 100 hours, both within university and exterior opportunities. You reflect on your experience every 20 hours. And then when you get to 100 hours, you're recognised for the hours you've put in. But it's a really fun way to kind of bring together all your different volunteering experiences and actually have the opportunity to learn from them, as opposed to just, going and doing something and then forgetting about it. It's a good opportunity to reflect.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much what SECD does.
Plus a lot more.
Yeah, within that, there's Set4ANU, which is, I'm wearing the t-shirt now. So Kate and I are both Set4ANU volunteer coordinators. So we run a whole range of stuff. I'm the online coordinator, hence why I'm hosting these webinars. Kate,
I am an event coordinator with a whole bunch of other people. We're all part of a big team of coordinators.
We also have mentor coordinators. They're running a mentor program all year. Yeah, and basically we're here to make sure you're set for ANU.
So watch out throughout the rest of the year. We're going to be running lots of different events and opportunities to engage. And if you do have a mentor, there'll be plenty of opportunities to catch up with your mentor as well.
Yeah, little plug about that. I think in week 6, if you're in the mentor program, there's going to be a hot chocolate evening, and I'm going to be doing a little video on traveling tips for the holidays. So see you there. Just a little plug there. But yeah, and also about Set4ANU as well with my webinar stuff. Again, I'm going to be doing webinars all year. I think the next one I'm going to be focusing is on international and rural regional remote students. So I'm going to have a few guest speakers. That's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for all the services that we have here. So make sure you definitely go check out today's ANU Support and Services Day, Canberra, 11:30. I assume there's going to be free food. So go along.
Always free food.
Exactly. All right. Oh, finally, also, I forgot to mention, there is the food co-op. Food co-op is, in addition to all the food places that are on campus, there's a food co-op which is down over near CBE, so College of Business Economics. I think it's under the Lena Kummel? Yeah, I believe it's under Lena Kummel.
Not on the other side of the shops.
Yeah.
So around the corner a little bit. Yeah.
Go there if you want cheap food.
Yeah. It's a really affordable way to eat on campus if you need to.
But yeah, I think we're going to move into my top tips for settling into uni.
Some good stuff with you guys.
All right, so I just mentioned the food co-op, and my top tip is eat well.
Yes.
So important.
So important.
I'm at a self-catered college and I can't cook.
She can.
So eating well is super duper important because I think for the first 6 months, my friends like to make a big joke about this, but I had to ask how to fry an egg within the first few weeks of being there. I also lived primarily off avocado on toast and Uber Eats, which was not sustainable for my bank account nor for my health, because Uber Eats, I love Grease Monkey, but it wasn't sustainable to be eating that for an entire year. But yeah, definitely eat well. Also, if you're not sure about, maybe you're in a self-catered situation, you have no clue how to cook like me, there are, I think the food co-op run cooking classes. Your college might run cooking classes. Yeah. Even just have a Google, see if there's any cooking classes going on in Canberra, because being able to cook well for yourself on a budget it's a good skill to have. I gave myself food poisoning last year, and I don't want any of you to give yourself food poisoning. So learning how to cook and eat well is really, really, really good.
Can I just jump in there and just recommend that, particularly for students at a self-catered college, to learn how to cook maybe 3 meals well. And by meals, we mean meals with like lots of vegetables and with a balanced food group, basically. And if you can learn how to create just 3 meals well, then you have some variety, you're not putting a lot of pressure on yourself, and it's not going to cost you a lot. And just, I guess, like most things, like start small and then build up as you go. But yeah.
And whilst those 2-minute noodles might seem tempting, you can also just put an entire sweet potato into the microwave, and that can also be dinner. You never know.
There you go.
It's cool. So point number 2 on my top tips is give yourself a chance to explore Canberra. You can get really trapped in this university bubble. Like, you go home, you go to uni, or if you're living on uni, you're never leaving. Canberra is a great city. I know a lot of people bag it, like all you people from Sydney keep bagging Canberra. Like, I'm from Adelaide, but like Canberra is a great place. Like, it has
lots of fun stuff to do.
So much fun stuff.
And
like,
so many festivals, more festivals than I want to say pretty much any other capital city.
Yeah, we've had the night noodle markets in Lytton, balloons. We've had so much going on. Don't people tell you that Questicon's not for people our age? They're wrong.
Don't listen.
Go to Questacon on the weekend. Go to the art gallery.
Yeah.
You know, we've got all the national monuments here. Go out and explore them. As you know, I love doing touristy things.
Yeah.
So
it's a really good way to build a connection to the city. I mean, most of us are going to be here for maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe beyond. And it's also a really cool way to meet other people.
The tram, the light rail service is about to start. I've never been to Gungahlin. Never been. I don't have a car, so I'm super excited for that light rail service to go, because I am going to go on a little journey up there and explore a part of Canberra I don't
There
know.
you go. If you have to go, if you're at a self-catered college and you buy groceries every week, try and go somewhere different for groceries. Learn the bus networks. Just give yourself the opportunity to explore and figure out what Canberra is.
Number 3. Readings. Particularly if you're doing an arts, humanities sort of degree, you're going to have a lot of readings. The way that I found I get on top of readings best is to print them out and then just highlight over them, and then scribble on them. Sometimes reading on the screen means you're not actually going to fully take in what is going on. And
you also underestimate how much you actually need to do if it's on the screen as well. Whereas if it's in front of you, you realise you have, say, yay amount of reading, and you give yourself the time that you need. I think I'd also add to that about readings is figure out how long it actually takes you to do a reading, so that you can plan ahead. I mean, don't put so much pressure on yourself. The sooner you figure out how long it takes you to do a reading, the better you can plan around it and get it all done.
Yeah. Number 4, get a diary.
Yes.
If you don't have a diary by now, I have no clue how you've coped a week 4 without a diary. I need my diary. I have like a massive one from Kiki K. Like, it's a huge plant. It's massive, but it's super, super helpful.
It's an excellent investment.
If I did not have my diary, I would be
not here right now.
But yeah, get a diary, get a student calendar, when your assignments are due. It will mean you don't get behind. 5, due dates. This is not like school. You can be like, oh, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, can I submit it tomorrow? Can't do that. Lecturers are not nice like that. Know when your due dates are. I also like to think, because I have a bad habit of always rushing my assignments in the very, very last minute. Don't do that. So I sometimes have to tell myself, and I write in my diary, that the due date is earlier than it is. So I actually freak myself out. I'm like, oh, I've got to get it in by Tuesday. It's actually due on Friday. And I do that, so it actually gets done on time, and I'm not like sitting there half an hour before it's meant to be due, still typing, and do that.
Yeah, or whatever strategy it is that you want to use to make sure you get it done in time, do it. I mean, a strategy I've used in the past is I book an academic skills appointment for a week before my assignment is due. So I encourage myself to at least have a draft done, at least, if not be on a second or third draft, so that so that I have something to show and something to get constructive advice on.
Yeah. The next point is get help on referencing now, not later. I think I remember my first university assignment, and it was the day it was due and I hadn't done referencing. Ended up like ringing my mum. I'm like, help. Because you cannot use things like Sightless for me. They're not, those like online generators, they're not appropriate.
Yeah.
Get help on using something like EndNote. And
the library runs workshops on EndNote.
Yeah.
Often held outside of class hours, maybe like including Saturdays. So if you have a really super busy class schedule, definitely make an effort to go.
Yeah, because like referencing, the amount of marks that you can lose from just stuffing up a little bit on your referencing is so annoying.
And it's poor academic practice. So.
Yeah, and by being able to get your referencing right, you're going to make life so much easier for you. 7, try and attend lectures in person. Now, this is something I need to be telling myself because I have not been to my course lectures yet in person. That's because it's a really bad time. But trying and attending them in person is super great because then you're not going to get to the end of the semester and go, hang on a minute, I'm 6 lectures behind and the exam's in 2 days. Also, I think some of the studies show that when you're actually physically there, you take in more than when you're watching on a screen.
Yeah.
I go to them in person, and then I will rewatch the lecture later on and pause it in the bits that I couldn't take notes for.
Yeah.
So it means that when I'm in the lecture, I can fully engage and listen to what's going on, and know that I can go back online later on to take like all my notes.
Detailed notes. Yeah. And in addition to those studies that show that being physically in a classroom helps you to engage better, there's a ton of studies that show that handwriting is also super important.
Yeah. So that's point 8, handwriting.
Oh, sorry.
That's what you jumped ahead. It's all good.
Yeah.
Handwriting, point 8. Studies show more beneficial to handwrite.
Yeah.
I know it's not like, I think I saw on ANU Confessions the other day. It was like I thought it was raining, but it was just a whole pile of first years typing in a lecture, and you go into these big lecture halls and you hear everything. And whilst that may mean you get your notes written up faster. Also means you're less likely to remember them.
But also if you're typing, then you're noting down everything, which is not encouraging us to think about what's most important. I guess at the end of the day, 100% whatever strategy works best for you. But part of what today is just offering different techniques for you to try and by all means disagree with.
Yeah, but we like handwriting. Yes. We even spent all those years in primary school learning how to do it to never ever do it.
And also it means that when finals come around, you'll be able to write.
Oh yeah, for
fast,
sure.
And
I had a 3-hour exam last year, and like, man, my hand was sore after. It's like, get those do little hand exercises.
Or just write in every lecture.
Exactly. Number 9. Yeah, I think I mentioned this at the very, very beginning. Create a timetable where you block off time to study certain subjects, but then also put away time to socialise. And that's about having a work, social, study balance. I know that I put aside on Thursdays and Fridays just for myself, just to not have time where I'm like, I have to study now. Sure, if I've got an assignment, I might choose to take away socialising or something, but I do block off time. I'm like, right, this is when my tute is, this is when the lecture is. Oh, okay, I'm going to study for that subject now. Do that. Make a timetable, very important for this. Number 10. Don't be scared to ask for help.
I actually can't emphasize that enough. The reason why we have so many amazing support services is because university can be a challenge, and asking for help is by no means a reflection on us or on yourselves as individuals. It's about a learning process, right?
Asking for help is not being a failure. I think some people will say, oh, but if I say I'm struggling, I'm failing, everyone will see me as a failure. No, people will be like, well done to that person for standing up and having the confidence to say, I need help, I need support.
And no matter how big or small it is, if it's, even something as small as I'm not sure how to reference, book yourself an academic skill or an academic skills appointment, or no matter how small or big it is, there are opportunities to take proactive steps. And we can't emphasize enough how important it is to take those proactive steps.
Yeah. My favorite point and final point for my top tips is sleep. Get enough sleep. Sometimes I stay up really, really late, and I'm studying, or maybe I'm just watching YouTube, but
which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it more likely to be? But then I get to I go to bed, and then I wake up the next day, and man, I cannot function the next day. I need sleep.
As does everyone.
The thing is, like 8 to 8 hours.
Yeah, at least
8 hours. Have 8 hours of sleep a day. And if you don't sleep well during the night, or you didn't, maybe you're at resets on a Thursday and you didn't get enough sleep that night, nap. I love napping. Cannot stress the importance of napping. Like 1 p.m. perfect nap time.
1 p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m.
Okay.
Power naps as well. 20 to 30 minutes. Just like turn off your phone, because phones are really distracting and also not conducive to your mental health or study or pretty much anything. But turn it off or set an alarm, 20, 30 minutes, lie down in your bed. You're not going to completely fall asleep, but just give your brain that little rest time and like little nap. Love it.
Yeah, and if you are missing out on lots and lots of sleep and only sleeping, less than maybe 8 hours a night, it's possibly time to reassess the timetable, make sure everything is in balance.
Yeah,
you're giving yourself enough time.
And I for some reason, there seems to be this weird culture at university about those who can brag about how little sleep they had. Like you meet people and they're like, "Oh man, I went to bed at 3 a.m. got up at 7." And whoa, and you're like,
yeah. We've got to emphasize that there's nothing cool about that, I guess.
Yeah.
We really have to look after ourselves, and sleeping is definitely a very strong part, a very big part of that.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for the topics that I want to speak about. I was mentioned, I've got a little plug.
Yes.
Is
tertiary to work.
Tertiary to work. So we've got this little poster here. I think it might be backwards for you guys.
That was my t-shirt.
Yeah, so we've got Tertiary to Work, which is Canberra's largest graduate job fair. That's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. National Convention Centre. There are free buses running from ANU to get there. This is the timetable on the back of the flyer. There'll be 800 cupcakes, and if you sign up online, free cupcakes, might I add.
This is the point that I wrote down. I didn't write down about anything else. I just wrote, register before 4 p.m. today and you will go into the draw to win $500.
She's right. Yeah. So registering online, not just for the Facebook event, but on the website for Tertiary to Work.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I could really do with $500.
Oh, yeah. A couple of weeks worth of groceries.
Yes, 100%. So if you're maybe a later year study, check out this little plug.
Lots and lots of employers all coming just to chat to people. Even if you're not a final year student, the opportunity just to figure out what's out there, maybe set yourself some goals, chat to employers about what's expected. I mean, free cupcakes, you can't lose anything, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's all from us, really. I actually think we're running out of time for any questions, which is a bit of a shame. But we've basically given you every single service that is available at the ANU for you. Today's ANU Support Services Day. Go check that out. Keep in touch with, keep a lookout for any more Set4ANU events, whether that's a mentor event, more of my webinars. Please watch them, guys. Come along to my webinars, sign into my webinars. There's going to be heaps of more events run by the SECD office.
And you'll see us around in our green shirts.
Oh yeah, also if you see me around campus or you see Kate around campus, please come say hi, because I love meeting new people, and this is I'm talking to a screen here, but I love talking to people in person. If you see me, say hi.
We're always here to help, whether we're in green or not. If you see us around and you're curious about something, or we can try and answer a question for you, that's what we do.
Even if it's not a question about ANU, it's a question about I don't know, where's the best ice cream place in Canberra?
We can try
Messina. We'll help you. That's basically it. I don't know. I feel like I should sign out of this like a YouTube video. Hi, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.
Thanks for attending, guys.
Oh yeah, I have to figure out. One moment, guys. Okay, we're gonna end the meeting now. Cool.
Bye.
See you later.